In this video that you're watching right now, and I'm editing on this screen, I'll be interviewing one of my clients, Martin, who has made over $11,000 in just 11 days of working with me. And if you're an online coach or consultant who wants to make money in their business today and you're tired of the organic hamster wheel of waiting for qualified leads to appear out of nowhere, then this video is going to be very, very useful for you because Martin and I will be going over my process for quick cash in your business. We have not made any organic content for making this work. We have just used the existing opportunities in his pipeline. So stay tuned and copy the process if you want to make money. Martin, thank you so much for taking the time with me today to record this short video. How much did you collect in the last 11 days?
So yeah, in the first 11 days of July, we collected $11,200.
That's amazing. And what do you do exactly? So what is your business model right now?
So currently, I'm business consultant. I help coaches, other consultants, agencies scale their business and add between $30,000 to $50,000 per month in a span of 4 to 6 months.
And you have a very big background on personal branding, on content, because you have scaled a huge personal brand in the last couple of years, although it came to a tragic end. Can you give us a little bit of background on where you're coming from, sort of how you got into this game? Because there are a lot of people out there, I'll be honest, who just get into the game and start coaching coaches immediately, which is kind of stupid because you need to be a coach first or like an agency owner or have to do something with marketing. So what is your credibility element? Why should people even listen to you when you tell them how to scale their brand, how to get conversions?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna give you a quick backstory. In November 2023, no, it basically started in September 2023, where like I was arguing with my parents and decided, or kind of they let me not go to college, all that stuff, university, and I just started working like a normal 9 to 5 woodworking job because this was my profession. This is like the family generational business that we have. So in October, I really started looking to my skill set. I started analyzing my life and figuring out, okay, what do I actually know? And then the only thing that I really known was like how to film, and then I was putting some videos together when I was younger, like when I was filming stuff. So I was like, okay, I can get into this space of video editing. I've done a bunch of edits, and then I started posting my work on Twitter. So that was October 2023, and quickly, like in a span of 30 to 60 days, somewhere like that, I reached over 2 million people. It absolutely blew up on Twitter, like my personal brand on Twitter is still up, people can check it out. And then after that, I also decided, or kind of people started reaching out to me like, teach us like other editors, how do you do your edits, how do you do your stuff? So I decided to start posting my work, tutorials, something like small assets, sharing assets on Instagram and YouTube. And then on Instagram, like from January to March, I went from 0 to 110,000 followers on Instagram, and YouTube was from 0 to 30,000 subscribers, all in a span of like 90 days. But then, basically, I woke up one morning, I had some issues with one other guy in United States, and basically that Instagram account was gone. I didn't have access to it anymore, and basically the whole business that I built just collapsed overnight because all the conversions were still coming through Instagram. YouTube was there to nurture. Some sales came through YouTube, but Instagram was the place because I was getting 3.5 million views every single month. I launched my coaching on that, like on the stories. I made a call to action and opening doors for 3 people. And the people that I actually enrolled in, that I got on sales calls, were people that had $100 to invest. $300. Like, the fuck, I have like 30,000 followers and everybody of them is broke. And I created a new Instagram account that currently right now has, I think it's 425 followers. And it's currently making me, like in May we did a little over 14k from 400 followers. And then yeah, June was a bit of a lower month. And then right now we're on track for a 20k month, definitely, with what we have going on. With less than 500 followers, which is absolutely crazy to think about. But it just shows, like it goes to show that, like what's the power of speaking to the right people, like just dream clients basically getting through my content and starting to following me, and it just goes to show you how powerful it really is.
Yeah, definitely. It's an insane transformation. And in terms of like coming from June to July, what do you feel like was the biggest shift because obviously we started working like officially together beginning of July. Maybe it was July. It was June the 30th, I think, that we officially started working together. In terms of our collaboration, what were the biggest mindset shifts that, or like biggest unlocks for you that got you to break that ceiling and you were like, all right, let's gain new momentum and let's keep things rolling as they were and even better?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just make more offers to more people and talk to more people. That was the biggest thing. Because even like, I would say the 14K month in May was a bit of luck is also added to these big months that people have. And somebody that makes 100K, also there's an aspect of luck sometimes, especially if it's the first month. Like a lot of people came to organic, as you said. Like I didn't talk to a single person. It's all inbound that came to me, and one person was a referral as well. And yeah, it was just a bit of like people came to me. I didn't do that much. Of course, it was a lot of work, but I didn't necessarily convert them like myself directly. And then yeah, in May or in June, I basically didn't do any of the talking. So of course, there was not a lot of new people came, and also one of the old editing clients that I was still doing, like basically decided to split. So it was like it wasn't the best. But yeah, then when I came to Budapest, and we started to really go hard on this was really just when you shared like talk to more people and then make offers directly to them, like these custom offers that we talked about. And this was really the biggest unlock because the thing is that in my following, I already had people in my story views and all that stuff, like in my content engagements, like I had people who were a perfect fit for my service. I just never reached out to them. And of course, these people are super busy. They will not reach out to me unless they are pre-sold 100%, which is it takes time, like sales cycles are a bit longer here. So I decided we started basically reaching out to everybody that likes, follows, comments, or also the past people that I already had conversations with, and then we basically made custom offers for them. So that was the first part, and then the second part is also reselling slash upselling the clients that I currently have, because of course they are on my main offer, but one fitness coach that lives in Finland, like he needs specifically appointment setting and really me taking over his appointment setting site so he doesn't need to, so he can really focus on the task that move the needle forward. So making a custom offer for him, and of course he basically is super down for it at the end of this month, so at the end of July. Then another client where we introduced something separate, like a 30-day sprint. It was also an amazing chance to upsell him, be a bit more intense with him, make him a lot of money, and really focus on sales because yeah, also this all ties into directly with me as well. I was mainly always the guy that is better at marketing, not directly with sales. I know how to do sales call, but that middle part of DMs and all that stuff wasn't my strong point. So just getting, like nailing down that process was the biggest thing for me, or just a couple of things.
Yeah, and obviously on the process side, we did go into some technical things like what to say, how to frame it, what sort of voice messages to send. Now I got you to send a couple voice messages right then and there, and we absolutely ripped them. But I think that the biggest difference probably for you wasn't really the technical things, right? Because you have already like known how to set appointments, so you knew how to send a calendar link to a person. So that wasn't really the biggest thing. Because what I saw, like from my perspective, is always the non-technical side, the things that people don't see that you can't draw on a Miro board. Like what sort of energy are you going into the process with when you're talking to clients, when you're offering them an upsell, when you're offering them a service? Because I see so many people being weird about selling and upselling people. And in general, that is not because the offer is bad or not because they want bad for the person, but it's an internal thing, right? Like it's an internally they are not satisfied maybe with themselves, maybe they're judging themselves, maybe they don't feel like they are enough. And therefore it's weird for them to sell. Whereas I think that those are like the major things that we also needed to go deeper into with you specifically in terms of sales, who you're making offers to, because a lot of creativity is lost in being a little bit self-conscious and not trusting yourself fully. So, I mean, when we work together, would you say that we created like new opportunities? Because to be honest, I wouldn't say we have created new opportunities necessarily. It wasn't necessarily from zero, although we did do a couple things from zero as well, but it wasn't really from zero. It was just pulling back the curtain on things that were already there, right? Because you have already built so much goodwill in the market. It was really easy for me to come into your business and say that, oh yeah, look there, there you can make more money, there you can make more money. By the way, bro, why are you not collecting this and this much so that you can scale more? Because a lot of people are like, okay, but I'm not here for the money only. But what does money allow you? Money allows you impact, money allows you iteration, speed, right? And if you have iteration, speed, and impact, then it means you have a better product and you're serving people a better way, right? So, in terms of, you mentioned you had worked with a lot of mentors, coaches, maybe even more done for you side of things. But in terms of like a difference between the people that you've worked with so far, I don't know. You don't need to dox anyone on this on this recording. But in terms of people that you worked with so far and the I want to say very intense experience that we had together working on this project with me. What would you say that like the main difference is? Did you experience any main difference? Or yeah, can you give me a quick summary on that?
Yeah, probably the biggest kind of firstly the biggest benefit was like we were there in person. That was super powerful. But in comparing it to like comparing you to like other mentors that I've been there, it's probably just you don't feel like a number. Like that's the main thing. Like whenever, for example, I joined, I'm not gonna really say names of any big people, but like they have, for example, 50 clients, 40 clients, something like that. You're added to the Discord, you're in there, you have a couple of like group coaching calls, and the mentor doesn't necessarily pay attention to you. Like you are like the number in the system, I would call it like that. Like that was my experience back then. And comparing that experience to like working with you, it was probably the most hands-on approach that I was seeing, and the main thing I really appreciate you just calling me out on my bullshit and like, Martin, you're in bitch mode right now. Like stop doing this, or stop being so self-aware, or stop overthinking, because I like overthink my voice method. Is this good? Okay, let me do it again. Okay, this is not good. Let me do it again. Just like record it, send it. That's it, Martin. Then move on to the next one. So that was really what I appreciate. Just being direct and honest, because that goes a long way. And not being like afraid to like hurt my ego or anything like that, just genuinely helping, because sometimes like genuine help and genuine coaching is sometimes not nice. It's like, Martin, this is not right, this is something that is currently holding you back, you addressed it and we fixed it in minutes, and now it's perfect for, I mean, it's good for forever, because once you get the unlock you can't necessarily go back, because you're aware of it and you know, okay, this is something, or this is a pattern that's constantly happening in my life. You can address it, you can reverse engineer, okay, this is how we're gonna overcome it. So really just calling me out on this personal side, because I'm aware and I know that personal directly affects like business, and it goes hand in hand, and it's this like internal things that hold you back from actually more money. So basically fixing that side, because as you said, yeah, I understood the majority of the technical stuff. Maybe I was lacking a bit in the appointment setting, but other than that, it was, I mean, I help people with this stuff, so it's obviously that I know it. But yeah, fixing that, because it's genuinely interesting how I can make somebody 50K like in a month, but then for your business, which is a completely similar thing, it's completely different, and you cannot even do that the same that you would do it for them. So going over this personal side with me would probably be the most helpful, and just it shows that you genuinely care. Like, okay, I want Martin to succeed. He's not just like some random guy that I want to take money from. And yeah, that would be the biggest things.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Because, I mean, technical things, we have all enrolled in thousands of programs. I think together we have spent over 40, $50,000 on
Yeah, yeah,
mentorships, agencies, depending on how much done for you there was in it, obviously. But it was a crazy unlock for me as well. So, like, that's why I also focus on this. But, like, in terms of like the process steps, the things that we actually did, can you give me a short, like, walkthrough on how we structured the lead gen, the priorities, especially in the beginning, and how we created these custom pitches, what that involved, like what does that even mean, like a custom pitch, right?
yeah,
And then a couple of results that came from there.
yeah, absolutely. So we approach the situation super simply. We just sat down, opened the super simple Google Doc, and then just, okay, Martin, gun to your head, who you're closing today. I was like, the heck is this question? I've never heard that before. I was like, then I started to think, okay, who am I closing? And of course didn't really get any good ideas from the top of my head, but it started to get into the process of analyzing. Firstly, the priority was referrals. Clients that you currently have, okay, this is the highest leverage play. If of course they know somebody good, they're already happy with my work, they can refer somebody. So sending out like custom like these referral videos to my clients, like a 1-minute video, just asking for referrals in short. And then once we got that covered, which is the top priority, then we moved on to the existing followers, conversations, people in my network, and after that is just like existing followers, kind of the lowest tier, and yeah, people who engaged with my content and stuff like that. So we just made this list of people that we could basically sell to, and then we just went person by person and say, okay, what do I know about this person? What's their situation? What do they actually need? Like, how can I serve them? How can I help them? And then we basically just started the conversations of there. And of course, with appointment setting, it's super clear, like, you're basically positioning your offer. If somebody is lacking sales / appointment setting, or maybe like poor lead quality, your solution is all tailored around that. Of course, there are other parts of your offer, but this was really the priority. I positioned our / my offer as a solution to their exact problem, and of course get them on calls. So through that process, yeah, as I said in the beginning, we collected 11.2K in the last 11 days. Some was from new people, and majority of it was just by reselling, upselling the existing clients. But yeah.
Yeah, so we essentially outlined a short list of first order priorities, second order, third order priorities, created a custom pitches for the first order priorities, created custom voice notes for the second order priorities, and then for the third order we had the normal appointment setting process that is already driving really good results, but made a couple adjustments, obviously depending on what the person needs. And then yeah, from there, how many calls did we book, like in terms of like these 11 days from that process specifically, and then going from there?
So yesterday I just opened up my calendar, and in the last 10 days I booked 11 calls just for this process that we were doing. Some of them were directly sales calls, some of them were connection calls, and of course some were calls with my clients, but they were still counting as sales calls. So in terms of actual sales, yeah, these are the numbers that we've done.
Yeah, and I found it amazing that, especially in your client management process, how much opportunity there was left still. Because when we were first talking, so can you describe the story a little bit? Because I think that was very, very funny. So the first time you came to Budapest, and I was like, okay, Martin, so I guess you have people in your network, right? Like you're not selling to, and you were like pretty weirded out by that. You didn't understand what I was talking about, but what was your initial impression of the offer that I made to you? Because, I mean, in summary, what I did is I charged you something up front, and then I guaranteed you a 600% return on it.
It was definitely interesting. Even when it was firstly, yeah, the second time when I came to Budapest. It was basically when I was on a bus. It was like David shot me an iMessage, bro, I'm being kidnapped. Here's my ransom. Pay this shit. I was like, what the heck is this guy sending me over a Stripe link? I was like, I was a bit confused. Was like, okay, he's doing his stuff. But yeah, when I came to Budapest, then basically David introduced the offer, and first I was like, there's no way I'm doing this shit. Because I've never heard an offer like that. I've never thought something like that is even possible for me. Like, okay, how the heck we're gonna basically have a 600x return? Because I thought I basically made the most money from the clients that I made for my followers. Like, I spoke to everybody, blah, 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 blah. Just a bunch of bullshit. But I thought that, yeah, I was kind of done with my followers. We just need new people. So how the heck we're gonna get so many like new people in a span of basically 8 days, as I was in Budapest. And then I was starting to think about it, and basically the main thing that I was like valuing back then was like certainty. Okay, the heck, we really get this. But basically when you mentioned your guarantee and you did a bit of selling on me, it was like, okay, cool, yeah, that definitely makes sense. I spent a good hour thinking about it, but and just by your like basically how certainly you were speaking to me and the way that you were like, yeah, I can give your money back if I don't do it. It's like, okay, this guy's confident in it, obviously he can deliver, let's run this up. I have basically nothing to lose either way. If it doesn't work out, I'm getting my money back, so there's no risk on my end. It was basically no-brainer offer, but still, because I've never heard of it, like I was like, what the heck is this? Like, why the heck can somebody guarantee me something like that? So I was like, first I was genuinely a bit confused, surprised, but then yeah, once I did like think about it for just even half an hour was enough for me. I was like, okay, this is definitely a no-brainer. I have nothing to lose. David is certain about it, so definitely we can run it up and make it work.
To be honest, like I love giving guarantees, but I don't give them to everyone. So, like one of the main reasons, obviously, that I gave you the guarantee specifically is because you were there with me, so I could ensure that you were actually doing the things. And worst case scenario, I can just like almost take your phone out of your hand and do it myself if I needed to. Which obviously it didn't come to that. But yeah, I mean, Martin, like if anyone was to come on my Instagram, this is a shameless plug because this is a client case study testimonial interview after all. So let's not delude ourselves. If anyone was to come on my Instagram, watch my stories, and they're like, guy seems interesting, worked with some interesting people, but is still on the fence, what would you say to that person?
Just do it. Like, there's no point of like holding on to your money. Like as I said before, like I invested in countless programs, spent $20,000 this year on different programs, and some of them were more of a negative experience, some were better. But the thing is, like, I look at this as the same approach to like sales. You are maybe one mentor away from an actual like mentor that will actually scale you up and will genuinely care. So it's to some degree like just a numbers game. And even if you had a negative experience, because a lot of people in the space, as I talk to them, they have at least one negative experience. Like, don't that hold back and don't create an entire belief that all mentors are bad. So I would really say, don't be scared of like don't hold on to your money and just sign with David, because it was basically one of the best decisions I ever made, and it paid off massively. The return was 11,000%, which is fucking insane. And I've never seen this done by any other mentor on the market that I've worked with so far. So once again, stop holding on to your money, pay this guy, sign with him, work with him, because it's gonna be one of the best decisions you're gonna ever make.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, with every single person that I take on, I consider people as partners. At the end of the day, this is a business relationship that if it works out well, it benefits everyone. I don't like the perspective of the person getting paid is the one with who has to deliver right now, right? Like has to like make that contribution, because at the end of the day, there is a transaction, that's for sure. But everyone benefits if that transaction represents an equal success as well, right? Like if the project succeeds, then everyone succeeds. Like you succeed because you make money. I succeed, I get to make this video. So I like to look at things on a little bit more on a meta level, because if you look at it at a very superficial surface level, then people can get into the mindset what you just told me about, right? Like okay, I got one experience with one guy, with one mentor, coach, or whatever. I don't really like those expressions, right? And this is why I'm not an agency owner, I'm not a coach, I'm not a mentor, I'm a partner, and my service is a whatever it freaking takes service, right? So whatever it takes to get you to your goal. I do have a lot of things that, for example, we have also implemented for you, but like for other people, right? Like other people need different stuff. Maybe someone needs to hire a video editor, but you do have a huge community of video editors, so you probably don't need a video editor, and you're very good at it yourself, I might add, right? So yeah, that's I think that's a good summary. Do you have anything else that you would like to address in this short 36-minute recording?
Now, I mean, we went over everything. Just want to say it's one of the best experiences for sure, and looking forward to doing business with you in the future as well.
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. All right, man.